You're watching the ACC on ESPN here in Palo Alto. Chilly night at Stanford Stadium.
It wouldn't have sat right with him if this was a wasted year for these players, these seniors, and it has been a pivotal bridge for him for this program.
Wow, the opening kickoff, Stormy, ricochets off a Notre Dame player and was free on the turf. And the Fighting Irish find the football. They're down and 8 here for the Irish near midfield. Carr is going to take the snap and hand it off to Love. Right side run, nice cut, and Love gets stopped, I believe, right at the line to gain. They're going to say first down. That's different. 3rd and 2 for Notre Dame. Love's going to get it again straight ahead, and there goes Love. And finally brought down inside the 25 at the 20. Such a unique running back to watch.
And this is on Stanford's best defender, 35. Matt Rose, you were just talking about him earlier in this drive, Flem. 2nd in the ACC with 97 tackles. And Jeremiah Love makes them look silly in the hole. Better get 11 hats to Love when he's carrying the ball. Otherwise, he's going to make a game-breaking play for the end zone.
Mitchell Eber sort of held on for dear life. Love straight ahead. Jeremiah Love, what a move. Inside the 5, down to the 3. Frank Reich told us one of the keys to this game, make them kick some field goals. Love into the end zone, touchdown. No field goal here. Notre Dame takes the opening drive of the game and goes down the field to punch it in. Another touchdown for Jeremiah Love. Get into that as we go along tonight. That would be the next chance for Love and the Irish to take the field. Caden High is going to return this kickoff outside the 20 and get tripped up there.
We'll see if they can keep the drive going here on 3rd down.
Notre Dame, a very good pass rush team. They bring some pressure. Brown throws and it's incomplete. Trying to hit CJ Williams. Jordan Faison back to return. Notre Dame, they pressure every punt. Special teams has been a real strength outside of the place kicking for the Fighting Irish. Carr maybe changes something before the snap. Is going to hand it off to Love, who will try to turn the corner. Another spin move from Jeremiah Love. Even though it only got him maybe a couple extra yards. 4th down and 3 for Notre Dame. Carr in the pocket. Has time, swings it out. Price caught. 1st down and more inside the 10. And dragged out of bounds at a Price. Already, I mean, you could imagine they could be wearing down this Stanford defense. Price straight ahead and fighting for the goal line. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Well, they have hardly thrown the ball. A couple of those little screen pass, swing passes. Impressive 11-play touchdown drives, doing it on the ground. No Love. Okay, Jadarian Price, just about as good as the Heisman Trophy candidate.
Notre Dame showing pressure. Who can win for Stanford?
Pressure comes. Brown's throwing deep and incomplete. Man, he had CJ Williams open, but he missed him, so it's 4th and 5, and Stanford is going to send the punt team out. What a comeback for SMU here in Northern California. Jadarian Price still in the game as the tailback gets a yard on 1st down. It was lopsided in favor of Notre Dame. You're right. Stanford needs a stop here. Carr with time, now rolling. Back to his left, still looking downfield, and he's going to kind of loft it up there. A spectacular effort by Malachi Fields, but he's out of bounds, so it's incomplete. James Rendell, and they fake it! And a beautifully executed fake down the left sideline, inside the 20, and the speed all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Wow, what a play.
I tell you what, all Luke Talich does is make plays for this Notre Dame team. You're going to see nobody for Stanford has any clue that he might get this football just absolutely wide open. Does a great job out in the open field to make one miss. And it doesn't matter.
Notre Dame defensive lineman almost made contact, jumping off sides, got back. Brown across the middle. That one is caught. And a nice little effort there at the end of the play to get to midfield. Stanford 1st down.
Last 3rd and long, Notre Dame elected to play zone coverage. I'll be interested to see if they tighten things up and play some man here on 3rd and 9.
Pressure comes and a pass caught. Nice catch. Caden High, but not anywhere close to enough for a 1st down. The running back tab in motion. Pressure comes up the middle, and a pass incomplete. Stanford wanted the penalty flag. Leonard Moore, one of the best cover men in all of college football, was just blanketing CJ Williams. Incomplete. Stanford turns it over on downs.
As aggressive as Marcus Freeman has been early on, I would expect it to be.
Handoff. Williams straight ahead. Williams breaks through. First down. Inside the 40, down to the 38, gain of 10. First and 10. Over the top, Carr has Williams open, catch inside the 15. He kind of looked like Jeremiah Love running that pattern. Williams gets the ball and gets driven to the turf. Nice tackle there by Hunter Barth.
So get it to your big tight end and let him go to work.
Now it's goal to go. Williams straight ahead. And touchdown Notre Dame.
Five offensive linemen. It's the tight ends getting involved in the run blocking. Yeah, that football definitely crossed the white line.
First and 10, Stanford. Brown will throw and knocked away. Leonard Moore again. And here comes a flag on this one. So after the penalty, Stanford going for it. Brown in the pocket. Will throw. He hits his man. Caught CJ Williams. First down across the formation inside the 40.
Spoke with Frank Reich and the staff yesterday. Comes down to turnovers and making some big plays offensively.
3rd and 7, and no penalty flag thrown. Intended for Caden High. All right, good snap and hold, and the kick is on the way, and it is good. Well, you're down 28-0. That's a good tease. Jeremiah Love, he gets swarmed. So on 3rd down, they hand it to Love, who's back in the game. Is he going to block anybody or tackle anybody? They're going to let the punt bounce. It takes a Stanford bounce, and Notre Dame will down it just inside the 30. So the Cardinal do get the ball back here with 1:41 still to go.
It's time for Traore to make a play off the edge. Dynamic pass rusher for the Fighting Irish.
He has been quiet. Brown on 3rd down. Throws into coverage. And it looked like it was intercepted. Leonard Moore, man, he is so good. And the only question was, did he hold on to it and get his feet in bounds? He did. Notre Dame comes up with the turnover.
Arguably the best cover corner in all of America. Somebody that you're probably not going to want to test too often, and Elijah Brown finding out the hard way, excuse me. Leonard Moore making play after play tonight, and at some point the young quarterback Elijah Brown needs to start testing a different defensive back for the Fighting Irish.
Irish on the move after the Moore interception. Carr throws right side. That one's caught. Inbounds, trying to get out of bounds, and he does. Malachi Fields, great effort there. 4-man rush for Stanford. Carr throws it short. Price with the catch. Made a man miss. Price, end zone, touchdown. What a move by Jadarian Price.
4 verts outside by Notre Dame, and then your running back just on a little check down. Watch how the defenders for Stanford sink back to the goal line. This is a young quarterback not forcing the issue, taking what a defense gives them. Go ahead and take that check down underneath. Give it to your skill guy out in space. Jadarian Price is going to make a couple miss and make you look good. That is a young quarterback growing up as the season's gone along. Excellent decision by CJ Price, and an even better job by Jadarian Price getting that football in the end zone for his young quarterback. Yeah. You want to protect their bodies for the future playoff run, but I really think that the College Football Playoff Committee signaled to us this week with a couple movements that they made that style points matter and how you win matters. And so I don't really see Notre Dame taking their foot off the pedal for maybe another half a quarter, just kind of depending how the start of this 3rd quarter goes. And that's just something we haven't really seen out of Stanford. Great start to the second half, though, for Notre Dame. That's exactly how they wanted that to go.
Angled punt, and that one's going to go inside the 25 and be down there. I mean, it's interesting that he's out there. He wants to be. Play fake to Jeremiah Love. CJ Carr avoids the rush. Going deep, and it is knocked away, incomplete. No, it's caught. Wow, what a catch by Faison.
Sit on the sideline and watch the ball game, but he wants to be out there in the fire with his teammates.
First and goal. Play fake to Love. End zone touchdown. And they made that look easy. Jordan Faison, the spectacular catch down the field. That one was easy for him from 6 yards out. It's 41-3 Notre Dame. Third down and short. Play fake to Hampton. Brown all kinds of time, and he hits his tight end with the catch. Then a big hit. Roush hung on to the ball. It was not Roush. It was Benji Blackburn with the catch.
It's really the action. So you get the tight end slicing across, selling run, and then you also get the play action by the back. And that's just going to get all eyes into the backfield, creates a one-on-one outside on the perimeter for Faison. It's that hard run that really...
He's coming back to Stanford to be the head coach. He's going to coach tomorrow, Brock. Washington plays Denver, and then after that, he's going to leave that job and come straight here, and he'll be introduced this week and start being the head coach this week. Get to the line quickly, get it snapped, throw it out to the flat, turn it upfield, and that's a Stanford first down. Marcus Brown with the catch and run. So Stanford goes forward and converts. It was a strong message from Frank Reich about his belief in getting it done. Hampton couldn't get away. Nice tackle. A lot of open space in front of it.
I'm going for it here. Try to get some more points.
Snap and hold. Emmett Kenny. He kicks it through. So Stanford does get the field goal on the board. It's 42-6.
I think the proof is in the pudding. The committee cares about how you win and what it looks like.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that. When I use the word insecurity, Love gets tackled in the open field and maybe lost a yard. Nice play there by the Stanford defender. They have to root against BYU next week in the Big 12 title game. Carr in the pocket's going to throw. That one is incomplete. Through the hands of Burris, so it's fourth down. Stanford, that penalty, 15 yards, longer than the longest offensive play for Stanford in this game. Brown held on to it for a long time and long enough to find his tight end Roush, who is dragging would-be tacklers down the field into Notre Dame territory. 3rd and 7.
Got to beat man coverage.
Brown going down the right sideline, and it is caught along the sideline. Caden High. Perfect throw from Elijah Brown, and there's the biggest play of the game for the Cardinals.
Better route by Caden High. Does a great job of selling the quick out route, wheels up the sideline.
CJ Williams came in motion. Now he'll go back in motion. Play fake. And the throw, wide open, touchdown, Stanford, Bryce Farrell. And Elijah Brown with some pressure coming. Irving picked up a blitzer. Long drive, 91 yards. And Stanford gets its first touchdown of the night. And the Cardinal playing hard to the...
How do you ignore the head-to-head? In the head-to-head, Miami won.
All that said, I agree with you. Williams straight ahead, and there he goes. Aneyas Williams out into the open. Williams, 51 yards, touchdown. And Notre Dame will take it, whatever they can get. If it adds to the margin of victory, if it adds some style points, even in a game that's already decided, they will take it. The Stanford touchdown, one of their own, a long play on the ground. There's that block Brock was talking about. And Aneyas Williams out into the open, off to the races. That Alabama is going to be left out. 3rd and 2 for Stanford, by the way. Elijah Brown got away from pressure and delivered a nice ball out to the 45 to Miles Libman for a first down conversion. We're just simply trying to break down the challenges that committee is facing. Meyer takes off, and he's going to scramble for a first down. Still going. How about that run? All the way down to the 10, and the Stanford sidelines just going nuts.
Hey, Dad, remember that time?
Notre Dame brings pressure, and Charlie Meyer Trying to get away, couldn't do it. Notre Dame is treating these last 5 minutes. They do not want to allow any more points. I mean, it's 2nd and goal. They're outside the 20 now. Pressure picked up. Myra throws it. He delivers a good ball to Roush inside the 5. Finally tackled after he got down close to the 3. Who knows? Maybe this matters. Pressure picked up. Myra throws. Caught. Touchdown. Well, that was a nice throw. Marcus Brown into the end zone. And that's just got to be an incredible feeling.
It really was. And like I said, it started with a great play design versus man coverage. Beautiful throw in stride. Great route by Brown. And really just flawless execution. And you can see the joy by Charlie Myrer.
We'll see if those odds change after the rankings get updated on Tuesday. Pass down the right sideline. Notre Dame going deep with 3:48 to go.
You know, his entire career, you know, this is kind of what's wrong with the college football playoff right now. And I understand what Marcus Freeman's doing. I have respect for it. But rarely do you ever see this in a football game when you're up 49-20. But when style points matter, and like you said, Flem, Notre Dame and Miami, they are going to be under a microscope. Their resumes in comparison, Marcus Freeman knows that. Depending on the down and distance, if you get to 4th down, yes, that could come into play. Once again, just such a bizarre situation that you rarely see.
Could be a lot of people interested in that field goal try if that were to come about. Minchie rolling right. He's going to dump it short. Pass completed. And then a broken tackle finally out of bounds. Clock will stop. High snap. Minchie drops it. It's still on the turf. Scrambled for the ball. And it looked like Notre Dame somehow recovered. So now it's 4th down. And we might get a field goal try, or Marcus Freeman may just let the clock wind down, which I think is the smart thing to do.
What a bizarre ending to the game. Listen, I don't like it, but I understand it. I understand what Marcus Freeman was trying to do, and I respect it.
And you know, look, the way this game unfolded in the second half was a little wonky. Overall, you have to give Notre Dame credit. Man, did they play well. They started the season 0-2. They end the regular season 10-2. Hard for them to make a more convincing argument.
I agree. It was their final opportunity to showcase to the playoff committee why they deserve to be in. They came out and hitting on all cylinders. What a performance by the Fighting Irish.